bailout is trillions of dollars. I mean, in total, if you look at the economy, you look at the bailout, the Ponzi schemes, trillions of our dollars have been stolen, trillions of dollars of national wealth. And somehow in the U.S. media, this is not a story. You know, they want to talk about Tiger Woods and cheating on his wife, or Sarah Palin writing on her hand. I mean, this is ridiculous. You know, coming here to this interview, I wanted to remember to talk about trillions of dollars being stolen, so I wrote a note on my hand. Maybe the U.S. media will pick it up so I don't have to come on international TV all the time. I don't know if you can read that, but my note here says trillions of dollars have been stolen. I mean, people need to understand this. I mean, it's all out in the open. It's not like this was done in secrecy. It's all out in the open. We need to start understanding what happened, start holding people accountable. I mean, there used to be a rule of law in this nation. There's no more free market. It's a rigged market.
Yeah, well, the Dynamite Award, I looked at that list, and I think the winner should have been the Black and Scholes, who came up with the options volatility formula. This harkens back to the early 1970s. You talk about the Business Roundtable. Right. It was started in 1972. The U.S. closed the gold window in 1971. Then you had the options volatility formula, thanks to Black and Scholes, beginning of listed options, which was the beginning of the derivatives market, which gave birth to the she-devil and horrendous monsters from the derivatives deep of Hank Paulson, Alan Greenspan, Timothy Geithner. And don't forget, we've got now Cantor Fitzgerald down there on Wall Street. They're going to introduce box office futures contracts. This will be the next thing to blow up after the dot-com blew up, the real estate blew up, long-term capital management blew up. And of course, every time it blows up, they keep all the fees as part of their extraction of wealth, and the public keeps all of the losses, which brings me to my next question, this whole idea of redistribution. Because people in America say, well, you can't redistribute wealth, that's socialism. But we're not talking about redistributing wealth, we're talking about redistributing risk. Why are the people who take all these risks not the ones who suffer the consequences if the risks go bad? What about redistribution of risk? Is this ever going to happen?
It's not going to happen. It's like trickle-down economics. It just doesn't happen. The money never trickles down. Look at bank lending right now. The bailout was supposed to increase bank lending. They're not lending anything. You know, if you look at the concentration of wealth, look at the success of the Business Roundtable. When they started, CEOs made $25 for every $1 the average worker made. Today, with stock options and incentives, CEOs now make $500 for every $1 the average worker makes.
Right, and this whole notion of earning, of course, in making, it's a misnomer because they're not actually contributing anything to the production and the savings of the country. All they're doing is taking these outrageous bets of which they're taking zero risk. Now, what about the two-party system in America, Democrats and Republicans? Is this just a charade?
Ultimately, it is a charade, and it's not some secret conspiracy. It's all out in the open. I mean, just look at campaign finance. 90% of the time, the candidate who simply spends more money wins the election, okay? 90% of our elected officials have the Business Roundtable to thank because those companies primarily funded their campaigns. So they bend over backwards to do whatever the Roundtable wants. I mean, this is all out in the open. This isn't some secret.